Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Class, today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college.
Tonight on Eagle Eye News at 7, a woman living in a shack to prove a point about housing in Alabama. And a look into one of the most beloved Auburn holidays of the year. Both stories just minutes ahead on Auburn's News Leader.
Good evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 7. I'm Nia Humphrey.
And I'm Julia Murphy.
With this weekend's storms, Auburn residents sought sturdy shelters to protect themselves.
Eagle Eye's Ellie Falconer has more on one woman who stayed in a mere shack for the duration of the storm. Ellie?
Ministries stayed for the duration of this weekend's storm in this shelter. You can see pictures of the small living space. Pierce said she did all this to make a statement about the substandard housing in the state of Alabama. Pierce plans on staying out there until Tuesday. In Auburn, I'm Ellie Falconer, Eagle Eye 6.
Thanks, Ellie. Alabama Rural Ministries works with college students to repair homes across East and West Alabama.
An experimental rocket gone wrong triggered a small explosion in front of Charles E. Davis Aerospace Engineering Hall on Friday afternoon. Students received an AU alert about the explosion that caused one student and the instructor minor injuries. Both were examined by paramedics and treated at the East Alabama Medical Center.
According to Director of Campus Safety and Security, Chance Corbett, the explosion was caused by an experiment using a solid fuel rocket.
The Auburn area experienced severe weather this weekend as the remnants of Hurricane Nate made its way up the East Coast. Nate, now categorized as a tropical depression, affected much of the southern and eastern Alabama area, bringing thunderstorms, flooding, and very strong winds.
The tropical depression hit the Gulf Coast hard on Sunday, leaving more than 100,000 homes and businesses throughout the Gulf Coast without power. On Sunday, Auburn was hit with wind gusts up to 36 miles per hour and over half an inch of rain, and continued to cause showers throughout the day on Monday.
The storm is continuing to lose its strength as it moves north toward the Appalachian Mountains, still spreading some heavy rainfall. Nate is the fourth hurricane to hit landfall in the U.S. this hurricane season.
Auburn President Stephen Leath has named his chief of staff, and it's a familiar face to the new president. Miles Lackey served as Leath's chief of staff when Leath was the president at Iowa State University.
Lackey will be responsible for managing day-to-day operations in central administration. He will also oversee several administrative units, including the Office of Governmental Affairs, the Office of Public Affairs, and he will advise the president on major institutional decisions. Leath called Lackey an outstanding strategic thinker and planner. Lackey will begin in the new position on January 2nd.
After the break, football continues to impress, and swimming made their first splash of the season. You're watching Eagle Eye News at 7.
I hope that you've been able to learn a strong work ethic surrounded by character, integrity, perseverance, so that when your 1 second comes, you'll be prepared for it.
Chris Davis.
45, there goes Davis!
Your 1 second, our 1 second is now. And our lives have been guided by the principles of one of the greatest academic institutions in the country, Auburn University.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this. for his sake.
Another busy weekend for Auburn athletics. I'm Erin Wise with sports. Auburn welcomed their second SEC opponent of the season to Jordan-Hare Stadium Saturday. Eagle Eye Sports Director Sarah Palczewski has the story.
The Auburn offense knew they had to put up big numbers today if they wanted to keep up with the #1 pass offense in the SEC. And Kerryon Johnson did just that, putting the team on his back for a career day.
On Auburn's first drive of the game, Johnson gets the ball, goes to the outside, cuts it past one defender, and takes it down the sideline for the 17-yard score. Later in the first, Sidham hits Ryan Davis for a quick out pass. Davis dodges one defender and puts on his jets down the sideline. He cuts back past the defenders, and he goes for the 75-yard score to put Auburn up 14-3. Then, in the second quarter, Johnson gets the ball again, finds the open hole, and uses his speed to go 48 yards for another touchdown. Auburn would go into the half up 35-3. With the game out of Ole Miss's reach in the third, Johnson gets the ball, hops over a defender, and goes for 26 yards before being forced out of bounds. That run would set up a Daniel Carlson field goal. Ole Miss tries to come back, but the second half rally wasn't enough. Auburn takes it 44-23. Johnson would end the day with 211 yards and 3 total touchdowns.
Kerryon Johnson is a warrior. I'm very proud of him. He was probably close to 90%.
2 games, I had a little ground, a little makeup for it, and so I just came out and just tried to do what I can.
The Tigers will now hit the road for a 3-game road trip, starting first at LSU next weekend. In Jordan-Hare Stadium, Sarah Palczewski, Eagle Eye Sports.
The Tigers' next home game will not be until November 11th when they welcome rival Georgia. Kerryon Johnson wasn't the only Tiger to have a career day Saturday. Kicker Daniel Carlson etched his name in history. During the game against the Rebels, Carlson became the leading scorer in SEC history. With his 14 points on Saturday, Carlson officially brings his career total to 413 points. Swimming and diving make their first splash in the pool on Friday. The inter-squad event divided the Team Tigers into blue and orange teams to showcase each of their talents for the upcoming season. Despite previous effort, Blue Team takes the win with a combined score of 108. Head coach Brett Hockey felt the meet was a good stepping stone in starting the season.
We've been training for 6 weeks now and really wanted to see where the team was at, and had some great performances out there and some things that we need to work on in practice even more. So it's just a good look at where we're at in the season.
Swimming will officially begin their competition season on Friday at home against Wisconsin and Tennessee. To stay up to date on all your Auburn sports, go to our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, or follow us on Twitter at EETV_sports. We'll be right back with your weather update.
I'm Kara Rhodes with this week's weather. So rounding out our morning, we're starting off the day with 71 degrees, and then as the day progresses, it's going to get a little warmer. By lunchtime, 81 degrees, and finally at night, it's going to be 80 degrees. So definitely cooling down as the day goes on. Moving on, here's your weekly outlook. Beginning in the week, it's going to be cloudy as much as the rest of the week. It's going to be cloudy as well, but however, on Friday, we're seeing a little bit of sunshine at 85 degrees. Finally, from there, we're in Auburn, Alabama, where it's a lot hotter than it is in the rest of the U.S. Right here at home in Auburn, it's 86 degrees, and then down in Houston, it's 84 degrees, and up north, of course, it's a little bit cooler at 66 degrees in Chicago, and New York is seeing 84 degrees. And finally, right here at home, Auburn, we're 86 degrees, and down south, the deeper you go, it gets a little hotter, so it's at 88 degrees over in Montgomery, and then finally to our neighbors, we're looking at Columbus, Georgia at 85 degrees. And that's a look at this week's weather.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
A longtime Auburn family tradition was celebrated all over campus this past Wednesday.
This past Wednesday was Hay Day, and once again, Auburn University celebrated the yearly event with a bang. Hay Day is an Auburn tradition. It began in the 1940s when World War II veterans were returning to campus. Students would put name tags on them outside of Langdon Hall to welcome them home and make sure that their service got recognized. Today, the tradition still lives on by embracing the Auburn family. You can still get a name tag and, of course, say hey to a stranger or a friend. Hay Day was filled with food, animals, games, music, and of course, Obby. Volunteers and staff were also around the campus providing students with 10 name tag stations. Hay Day t-shirts were available for students to grab as well. Eagle Eye's very own Ellie McCoy talked to Hay Day staff to gain insight on what being a part of the event is like, as well as their favorite moments of the day.
Favorite part of Hay Day is just getting to see the whole student body come out and participate. We've had students from all over campus volunteer at name tag stations, and then we have students just enjoying games on the campus green and picking up food, sitting down on the blankets outside and just really enjoying each other's presence.
I feel like we always talk about the Auburn family, but I feel like Hay Day is when you get to see the Auburn family in action. It's like a visual representation, and that's my favorite part.
Auburn's SGA president Jacqueline Keck took the time to let us know what she looks most forward to each year.
I think that food's a really cool time, people to come together and share community, and it really draws students in.
Hay Day was a big hit for students and faculty members, and each year it gets better.
It's just nice for everyone to be connected. You know, we're a campus of 29,000 plus people, so it's great to find a new person, find a new friend.
I mean, Hay Day's just the best day.
You love it?
Love it.
This is Kennedy Gooden signing off for Eagle Eye News.
The Auburn spirit continues to become stronger each year as the annual event grows.
This past Saturday, former President George Bush's daughters, Jenna and Barbara Bush, visited campus last Thursday as part of the university's Critical Conversation Speaker Series, speaking on the diverse perspectives on women leaders.
As keynote speakers in Auburn University's Critical Conversations discussing the diverse perspectives on women leaders, former President Bush's daughters, Jenna Bush Hager and Barbara Pierce Bush, spoke on the world and its dire need for women leaders.
All people that are serving in their country or in their region who are committed to service, and it looks different for whatever each person is motivated by, really opened up our world.
Through extensive travels, the two women have found that the people who speak up, listen to different opinions, and find storytelling a gift are those who are the leaders in the end, making a difference.
And I think we witnessed our parents and our grandparents' service. And then we realized by these travels how big the world was and how some of these problems were really big and how we could have a voice to make a difference.
Reporting for Eagle Eye TV, I'm Kara Rhodes.
The Critical Conversation series continues next week with Dr. Daryl Wing Sue to talk about microaggressions.
Former defensive end for the Auburn Tigers, Mike Goggins, is now helping kids through the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Lee County. Goggins started working with the organization over the summer and serves as a unit director. He played in the 2010 BCS National Championship team and graduated from Auburn with a degree in public administration. He also briefly played professional football in the Canadian Football League. Goggins says the focus at the Boys and Girls Club is on academics, but he enjoys getting to interact with the kids through games and activities. He also helps with the organization's program, Passport to Manhood, that aims to teach teenage boys some things to look forward to as young adults.
The annual Beat Bama Food Drive is underway, and Auburn University Libraries is hosting Food for Fines to boost donations. Through November 15th, the library will waive late fines, recall fines, and processing fees for overdue library items in exchange for donations of non-perishable food items.
After the break, a look at how some students are spending their upcoming fall breaks. Here's a look at what's coming up this week. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
This is a place where it only takes a second to imagine your future. Grasp a new concept in class. Inspire a child's curiosity. Discover a real-world solution. Seize an unexpected opportunity.
There goes Davis!
This is where you gain the preparation, confidence, and determination to succeed. This is Auburn.
Fall break starts this Thursday, and some students are traveling for service trips. The trip is through Alternative Student Breaks, an organization that plans school service trips for school breaks. Students in Greensboro, Alabama will work with Hero Housing to make repairs, beautify houses, and provide maintenance work to nonprofit businesses. Students in Gwynn, Alabama will work with Habitat for Humanity alongside other SEC schools to provide housing for lower-income families in Northwest Alabama. I think it's amazing what they're doing, especially on break.
Yeah, I think that's so important for people to take time out of their busy schedules to take part in community service, even if it's just local.
It is great. If you would like to join the conversation, please use the hashtag EagleEyeTV on Instagram and Twitter. That's all we have for you tonight. Tune in after the show for a live look-in of the SGA Senate meeting. Check our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, for all the latest Auburn news throughout the week, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at EagleEyeTV. I'm Julia Murphy.
And I'm Nia Humphrey. Thanks for joining us in War Eagle.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college.